of you who may be faint of heart. This is a tale of revenge and retribution. So if you're smart, before we start, you'd best depart.
You'd best depart.
An usher fainted in the aisle.
A nun from Leicester lost her wits.
You might avoid the first or second row.
Blood may spill and spines may chill. It's ghastly still. We thought you ought to know it's only just past 8. It's not too late. For God's sake.
For God's sake.
For God's sake. Go!
Have you heard of the Dicesquith family?
The Dicesquiths? Why, yes, of course. Hasn't everyone?
Then you've heard of Highhurst Castle?
Of course.
You're aware, then, of their position, their vast wealth and influence?
Yes. Yes. What's it got to do with me?
You're a Dicesquith!
What?
You're a Dicesquith!
No.
Oh, the Dicesquith blood is flowing through you!
Me? A Dicesquith?
A genuine bona fide Dicesquith!
Rubbish.
Of course, you don't believe me, do you?
You must be mad.
Very well then, if your mother was not a Dicesquith, what was her maiden name?
She always insisted that the only name that mattered was my father's.
Your mother lived like a princess in every way, the daughter of Lord Maximilian, till she met your father one fateful day. She knew it was love, and yet the family declared she'd been led astray by a climbing, conniving Castilian. Oh, let him go, or else you'll know I love you will live to regret. This was no idle threat. You're a Dicesquith, you're a perfectly breedable Dicesquith. And a Dicesquith does her duty, don't forget. There was nothing your mother could say. She eloped with your father the very next day.
So she was disinherited?
In a word, yes. Despicable, the lot of them.
How awful.
Your mother made me promise I'd never tell, but now she is no longer living. She wanted to spare you her private hell, but I think you deserve to know. Take this knowledge and use it well. The family may yet be forgiving. This will guarantee you the right to be on the family tree, and it seems to be indisputably heed to. You're a Dicesquith, the D''Y''squith. There can be no other way to view it. Montague, you're a Dicesquith.
I'm all of a sudden a Dicesquith.
Yes, and it's time that everybody knew it. You are the son of the daughter, of the grandson, of the nephew, of the second Earl of Highhurst.
I am the son of the daughter of the
grandson
of... Sorry.
the nephew
of the second Earl of Highhurst. The thought occurred, why should I believe a woman who might very well be insane? And yet, there seemed to be an air of authenticity to this document. I'm a Dicesquith.
You're a Dicesquith.
It would seem I'm a Dicesquith.
You're a Dicesquith. Montague, I picture you at Highhurst.
Yesterday I was Monty Navarro.
You could be an Earl tomorrow.
And Highhurst could be my dice, with a dice, with a die.
Squith. Monty? Monty. Don't you just love me in pink? Would you please? Maybe a flower for my hair. No, no. Yes, no. Violet. No, a tart of roses, I think. Look, you brought me chocolates. Oh, no, I don't dare. Do you hate these earrings? Now the truth. Don't be kind, I don't mind, because I hate them too. No, 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 don't squeeze. Monty, you're a tease. Oh, Monty, look, my shoe. I don't know what I'd do without you. I have never met another man who's half as dear as you. You're so clever too, and you make me long more than anybody. Why are other men so dreary, Monty, and so deadly dull? No one holds a conversation half as beautifully as you.
Well, actually, there is a matter of some urgency I should like to discuss.
You haven't said a word about my dress. You're a brute. Look, see how it moves when I turn 2, 3, 1, 2. It's a bit much for Clapham, but nevertheless, maybe just a bite, just to be polite. Monty, that's too tight. Monty, that's just right. Oh, what I put you through. I don't know what I do. Oh, you know that it's true. I don't know what I'd do without you. Don't you just love me in pink?
Pigs might fly. Foolish to think she would marry you. Why would she sink so low? You've only a claim to a noble old name. Who could blame her for saying no? Foolish to dream she's in love with you. You're a fool to believe that kiss. The man who inspires such breathless desires, well, that's the man to dismiss. Foolish to hope she would ever see all that you really are. A man with no trade is no match, I'm afraid, for a blade in a motor car. He'll go far. Foolish to pray you will ever be the fellow she might prefer. Let's have a drink. It's foolish to think you'll ever stop loving her. On a mythical scale, the die squids prevail on a hill just outside of town. In a castle they love that is so far above, they're accustomed to looking down. And the family ordains that the blood in my veins is more than a trifle impure. They conspired with each other, condemning poor mother to a heartbreaking life she could hardly endure. With no conscience or care, they disposed of an heir to their glorious family tree. Do I lie down and die, or determine to try to alter the course of my destiny? Otherwise, what will become of me? Am I foolish to think I could ever be? Will I never be more than I am today? I can see me as a man of respect you could never detect, had once been so heartlessly cast away. Am I foolish childish to dream I'll be Earl one day, a towering man among men. Then who could deny? Now and then pigs can fly. Who will look foolish then? Who will look foolish then?
Monty Navarro, you know you don't belong here. Monty Navarro, you're on a slippery slope. Your presence is indubitably wrong here. May we suggest, we think you'd best abandon hope.
Abandon hope.
But go ahead and take the tour, as long as you are here. Buy yourself a souvenir or two. And one thing more, before you're out the door, Sibella will never marry you.
I say, you there, hands off that sword. Put down that book. Isn't it enough we let you look? I hate to dash your futile little hopes, but to pay your sixpence and stay behind the ropes. I cringe when every cobbler or butcher or farmer comes touching my banisters, banging my armour. They finger every finial, they poke your cornerstone. Who'd want to be reminded of what they'll never own? Though my politics are purely democratical, I find the species frankly problematical. I don't understand the poor. I don't understand the poor. The lives they lead of want and need, I should think it would be a bore. It seems to be nothing but stubbornness. Now what's all the suffering for? To be so debased is in terrible taste. I don't understand the poor.
To be so debased is a terrible taste. I don't understand. To summarize the heretofore, he does not understand the poor.
I don't understand the poor, and they're constantly turning out more. Every festering slum in Christendom is disgorging its young by the score. I suppose there are some with ambition, say the pickpocket, beggar or whore. From what I can tell, they do quite well. They're rising above in its work they love, but I don't understand the poor.
They're rising above in its work they love, but I don't understand the poor.
Where's the dignity?
Where's the dignity?
Where's the pride?
Where's the pride?
The ignominy?
Ignominy.
Putting the lame and the halt aside, why accept charity? I am perplexed by their attitude. I contend we extend them too much latitude. My tenants have no excuse. At Christmas I give them a goose. Where's the integrity? Where's the gratitude? I don't understand the poor. How I long for the days of yore, when nary a vassal stepped into your castle, they knew not to darken your door. Now they barge in every Tuesday with a sickening, thickening roar. Why clatter and trample, set an example. We teach them to read, but do they succeed? When they're hungry and frail, we feed them in jail. We send them off to war. I don't understand, I'm not being grand. I don't understand the poor.
I don't understand, I'm not being grand.
I don't understand. Oh, there's one I admit I adore. He's missing a leg, but a very good egg. A gentleman through to the core. Well, he may be a bit of a drinker. He can often be found on the floor. Through all of his pains, he never complains. He's bright and astute. A shame that he's mute. According to mother, he may be my brother, A fact we all choose to ignore. But I don't understand, I'm sensitive and I don't understand the poor.
I don't understand, I'm sensitive and I don't understand.
There are pox in the land.
I don't understand.
I don't understand, I
don't understand. The poor don't understand.
Really, I don't. I'm afraid I shall need your hand, please.
Yes, of course, my lord. Foolish to think I could let him fall. He's on the brink, it seems. But why should I pause when I know the cause of mother's shattered dreams?
Help me, you presumptuous climber!
What can I do for the dice quiz to repay their warm embrace? What can I take from the dice quiz except perhaps their place? But with 8 other dice quits ahead of me, their foolish pride survives. What can I take from the dice quits except perhaps, except perhaps? Except perhaps their lives. Who will look foolish then?
You and I go sailing by, and no one will know where to find us. Unseen, unknown, and blissfully alone, we're leaving the riffraff behind us. All afternoon in our sweet cocoon, our cares for the moment at bay. Side by side, who knows how far we'll glide. Bid the world goodbye, eagerly we fly away.
I am standing here with poison in my pocket, standing on this frozen little dock. It seems that I've just let them skate my opportunity away. If I'd had the poise to put the poison in a pot of tea or else a shot of gin, I would be back amid the noise of London by the end of day. But I am standing here with poison in my pocket, one eye on the target, one eye on the clock. It better happen soon before I lose my nerve and run. If I had a knife, I could have grabbed him, then discreetly knocked him on the head and stabbed him, not to mention what I would have done if I had had a gun. Then again, the thought occurs, if I had truly taken stock, it might have stopped me putting poison in my pocket. What a fool to travel all this way and not think twice. Murder's not a hobby for the cautious. Thoughts of violence can make the timid nauseous. Unless, of course, the victim plunges headlong through the ice. It appears that I've been handed quite an opportune solution. All that still remains is proper execution. I had better join them on the lake before it gets too late. Suddenly there is no stumbling block. It means that I won't need the poison in my pocket. What a stroke of luck. Sabella teased me till I learned to skate. Closer now.
Time is racing.
Time is racing now. Time is racing on. It's all a matter of pacing. In a moment, this moment will be gone. With you rhythm of a violinist. I am soaring where I think the ice is thinnest to create a hole through which the tragic lovers meet their total. One could call this rather diabolic. Is it strange to feel a wee bit melancholic, like a twinge of some remorse of guilt or conscience, I assume? But no, as I'm cutting, I am contemplating, and the truth is it's a tad exhilarating, even though it is not inconceivable that I'll be caught. Still it comes as quite a shock. It seems a novice standing here with poison in his pocket, and discovering murdering is easier than he had thought.
Bid the world goodbye, eagerly we fly.
Away. All of this is frankly easier than I had thought.
Monty, it's so strange. Everything will change. Think how our lives will be. I don't know what you'll do without me. Poor Monty, you're awfully handsome and smart. Poor Monty, you'll rise above. You'll put the loss of Sibella behind, and you will find someone better to love. Poor Monty, have I just broken your heart? Poor Monty, am I to blame? It may look bleak, but in a week I'll wager you'll have forgotten my name. I think I can picture her now, young and willing. Oh, it's thrilling. In a way you'll have me to thank. She'll be perfect. A shop girl, a teacher, the sister of a preacher, or a widow with cash in the bank. Poor Monty, cozy in a cottage for two. Oh, Monty, soon there'll be three. Nothing will stop. You're ascent to the top. You'll own your own shop, Monty, I guarantee. And I'll rue the day I turn you away. And I will say to myself, poor me. I can picture us now, very grand in demand, always somewhere exciting to go. All of Mayfair will imitate us, lovers and hate us for being the people want to know. My husband will grow distinguished and grey. My husband will always be straight as a line, steady and fine, totally mine. Unfortunately, dry as a bone, an insufferable drone, dumb as a stone. Poor me.
When a fellow needs a little helping hand, who'll be there, it's almost guaranteed. No one else would ever really understand. Only another man knows what you need. And when a man has fallen down upon his knees. In such a moment, who'll be better than someone who's self-controlled, someone who's strong and bold, someone who's good as gold? It's better with a man.
Better with a man.
Then you agree, my friend?
Indeed I do. When a man is lonely, he can always find another man who's feeling just the same.
Yes, you can.
Drink will help you get your troubles off your mind. You'll both be blind before you know his name.
Lotto and squid.
And in that rousing climax when your horse comes in,
Come on, Ponce, come on.
will cheer as loudly as he can.
I will.
Only a man would see the meaning of victory. Oh, the camaraderie. It's better with a man.
Better with a man.
Women have much
to
recommend.
Lord knows I've had my share.
But when a fellow needs a friend,
That's a totally different affair.
women are soft against your skin. They're awfully nice to nestle with.
But when the sport is masculine,
You need a man to wrestle with.
gentlemen have secrets they will
Gentlemen
never
have
tell.
secrets they will never tell. They'll never tell their wives.
Married men know there are things you must not say. Discretion is the only way that love survives. Men are always
Men are always there to share and take good care as mates and brothers. Take a look at us.
Take a look at us.
It's been ever thus since boarding school began.
Women are too complex.
Women too often vex. Men are a simpler sex.
It's better with a man.
Better with a man.
Better with a man.
Better with a man. Bottoms up.
An oyster shell itself is unassuming, but look inside, you'll find a pearl. The man who otherwise is unpresuming may share the same blood as an earl. Do not dismiss a woman of position. She can be tender-hearted, have no doubt. The world would be in awfully good condition if we could all live inside out. Though belladonna is my favorite flower, I love its shape and its perfume. You'd likely join the angels in an hour should you ingest its rather deadly bloom. The man who seems a paragon of virtue may be a scoundrel better versed in sin. There would be many fewer who could hurt you if we could all live outside in. And everyone you'd meet on any London street, if they be sweet or horrid, it would show. I would be overjoyed, the heartache I'd avoid if I could look at you and know. And when I meet the man for whom I'm fated, I'll know the one I've waited for is he, for he will find these wealthy trappings overrated, and he will see what no one sees in me, a girl who reads the classics. we lived inside out,
or even outside in,
the
the change in how we see would be immense.
If we lived right side left,
Or even left side right,
back side front,
or front side back, would shed a better light.
black might just be white, day might just be night.
If we knew the truth about each other on sight,
the world might just make sense.
If I'm ever to show my face in society again, I've got to find a new cause of my own. And quickly. Come, any ideas?
Daisy Greville has the old.
Lady Sidwell has the blind.
And the fund for sailors' widows?
That's the two of them combined.
Night school for the nervous?
Lady Beach and Margaret Guest.
Crutches for the crippled?
That was Elsie Pond's bequest.
Wayward women?
Daisy Greville!
Who's behind these figured men?
Daisy Greville!
And the deaf? Don't tell me it's Greville yet again. Everyone's got something, can't you see why I'm bereft? I want to do some good, but what the devil's left?
What the devil's left!
If I may, your ladyship, one hears about such terrible poverty in Egypt these days.
Egypt? Land of the pharaohs and of Moses the Israelite. Home to the great pyramids and the Sphinx. That's it. We'll populate an orphanage in Cairo, with foundlings from the reeds along the Nile, to watch a creature grow, to swaddle it and know the joy of its pathetic little smile.
Its little
The news will
smile.
travel soon enough to London.
To London.
Our selflessness will meet with great acclaim.
Huzzah!
The sniping will be stilled, and the empire will be filled with homes for bastard children in my name. All aboard the Luxor Express to Cairo.
And off she went. What I'd failed to tell her was that a violent uprising against the Empire was imminent, and no British citizen was considered safe. So you can imagine my surprise when Lady Hyacinth returned to London quite unharmed.
Where will my largesse be truly appreciated? I need a place so low that hope itself has been abandoned.
You've heard, of course, of the untouchables in India?
India, land of Hindus and Muslims, of tamarind and saffron, exotic and unknowable. That's it. We'll find ourselves some lepers in the Punjab. The hopeless and the wretched and the cursed, forgotten and unblessed.
Unblessed.
I'll take them to my breast.
Your breast.
If Daisy Greville doesn't get there first. When we arrive, they'll hobble out to greet us.
Hello there.
Their toothless grins would melt a heart of stone. And every dilettante will envy me and want a colony of lepers of her own. Now not a word to even your mothers to believe. Although, come to think of it, what is the point of helping others unless you let the whole world know? Call the Times of London.
And off she went. I'd neglected to mention the malaria pandemic in the Punjab, a bit of insurance in case leprosy itself failed to prove contagious. So you can imagine my shock when Lady Hyacinth returned to London in record time, quite the picture of health. I don't suppose you'll be willing to penetrate the jungle of deepest, darkest Africa.
Africa. From Zululand to Yoruba, home of proud warriors, their naked torsos rippling in the firelight. We civilize or village in the jungle.
The jungle!
It can't take long to learn their mother tongue.
Long, long,
Of words they have but 6, and 5 of them are clicks, and all of them are different words for dung. Oh, can't you see their frightful painted faces?
Their faces!
They'll teach us how to swing from vine to vine.
vine to vine.
It's Daisy Greville's loss. She'll never come across a tribe of backward natives worse than mine. The Hottentots and Pygmies may appall us, but even they are part of God's design. We bid you all goodbye.
Goodbye.
Let all of London try to find a tribe of natives worse than mine. Charity taught others is dear.
Charity is divine!
Look at him, no denying his humble start, but it fills up this poor old heart when I see how well he's done. Look at him, all the loyalty he has shown, how my fondness for him has grown, till he's almost like a son. Some might have thought him unsuitable, how quickly he's earned my respect. Who would think that the dice with we cast aside could become such a source of pride? He's the last one you'd expect.
Who'd have believed that Monty Navarro ever would come so far, so fast? Never have seen a man so keen to overcome his past. Now he can live in princely fashion as the dice good name requires. He can pursue with all his passion everything he desires. I must go.
Will I see you again?
And of course, some might have thought him unsuitable. They were, of course, incorrect. I always believed in Monty Navarro, even though in retrospect, who would have guessed whose bell I'd ring this very afternoon? Tomorrow, only just unpacked my protracted honeymoon. He's the last one you'd expect.
Miss Dicewith, pardon me, Mr. Navarro is here to see you.
Look at me, so completely in disarray, barely able to face the day. Shall I say I'm indisposed? Look at me, I'm so terribly grey and grim, yet I'm cheered by the thought of him, rather more than I'd supposed. Some might have thought him unsuitable, but what cause had they to object? Oh, but he stood beside me to comfort me. Out of all of the family, he's the last one you'd expect.
Look at him,
Look at him now.
no denying his humble start,
Who would have guessed?
but it fills up this poor
I am
old
impressed
heart
how he's progressed.
when I see how well he's
A
done.
wife who meets her obligations is allowed to have her fun.
Look at him,
All the loyalty he has shown.
look what he's shown,
How my fondness for him
how my
has
fondness
grown.
has grown, till he's almost like a son.
Oh, some might have thought him unsuitable, But if they took a pause to reflect, they would seize on his matchless abilities. He's the best of the breed, oh, he's the last one you'd expect.
Only two people left still alive who stand between the earldom and me. Only two who survive who are still above me. On the Dicewith family tree is the next one, my employer, Asquith Dicewith. But he's treated me so well, how I'm grateful to remove him after all his kindness. Oh, what hell, but remember, he was hateful. Asquith Dicewith was the cause of mother's grief. He denied her, vilified her, took away her birthright like a thief. On the other hand, has he not been rather decent, making me successor? Must admit, I hate to do it, I've grown rather fond of him. And
Pardon me, Mr. Navarro. It is my sad duty to report that Lord Asquith Dicewith has gone to his great reward.
oh no, what's happened?
Heart attack. At least he did not suffer, sir.
Only one person left still alive who stands between the earldom and me.
Anyone who stands between the earldom and me. Anyone
Only one above me on the tree.
That is, thanks to him I have been. By his virtue and fortitude, he's the last one you'd expect.
After the tragic demise of Lady Salome, the sudden death of Lord Asquith Dicewith brings to 7 the number of heirs to the Dicewith fortune who have died since last year.
How very lucky for Monty Navarro.
How astounding.
How peculiar.
It's astounding.
And peculiar,
Yes, how utterly peculiar. Monty Navarro, how have you come to live? Monty Navarro, earnest and circumspect. Monty Navarro, no one knows who we are. Who would ever suspect?
Monty Navarro,
Monty Navarro, Monty Dicewith Navarro.
I am the next Earl of Highhurst,
And the last one you'd expect. Why are all the Dicewiths dying? What grisly sort of plague is going round? It seems with every day a Dicewith slips away, and here we are assembled, putting another one in the ground. It's frankly all been rather mystifying.
Do forgive me if I scoff, but is it not a trifle odd how they've all gone off to God?
Suddenly they're congregating underneath the sod. Oh, why are all the Dicewiths dying?
What a tasteless way of showing off.
Why are all the Dicewiths dying? It seems that all of London's shaken to the core.
To lose one relative, one can certainly forgive.
but how can you excuse losing 2
Or 3.
or 4
Or 7, why are all the Dicewiths dying?
I've never seen such recklessness before.
It's unnerving.
It's not that they're not undeserving.
Undeserving.
I never liked her much, I must confess.
In fairness, you must admit at least it's a shame about the priest.
I can't imagine missing someone less, but really, why are all the Dicewiths dying?
When truth to tell, so many others should.
Though privately it was said they should all drop dead, no one thought they ever really would.
I happened to notice there wasn't a lot of crying.
I even heard a snigger from the back.
Oh, it really is a shame how they start to feel the same.
How many are there left to bury after what's his name?
I ask you,
Why roll the dice, roll the dice? Whoever's next, I swear I won't come back. I'm utterly exhausted keeping track. And most of all, I'm sick of wearing black.
Why are all the dice-quiths dying? What could explain this tragic family curse? A night or two ago, we were at Fidelio. He stood in Bood the Mezzo, and today he's in a hearse. If I should say that I wasn't concerned, I would be lying. One doesn't like to think of one's demise. With such events, you see how fragile life can be. It rather makes me wonder if the next one will be me.
So tell me why are all the dice, roll the dice, dying?
The family tree's been whittled down to size.
It's just a twig now,
There's almost no one left to eulogize.
except for you, dear.
Let us pray no other dice with
I see a nose that belongs on a coin, and there's that smile with a secret inside, and here are two eyes that are bright with a mischievous light. You try but can't quite hide.
Oh, Monty.
Oh, there's that voice with the promise of sin. And oh, those lips are a promise of bliss. And I know that your embrace is a treacherous place. There's danger in your kiss. This is the face of a woman a man could easily worship for all of his days. But a man could as easily lose his sanity deciphering your gaze. You are vain and you're heartless, and yet I can feel in you a shade of sadness that's barely detectable, that I still want you at all. I may live to regret you're deceitful, you're delectable. You see the fate of a man who has had the misfortune to spend his life caught in your sway. I see Isabella, my Isabella, and I like her that way. Yes, I like her just that way. And I want you that
Mr. Navarro, forgive my intrusion. I needed to see you and see you today. Mr. Navarro, I have arrived at a stunning conclusion, and I feared I would lose my resolve if I didn't come here directly to see. I've decided to marry you. I've decided to marry you. I've decided, though Henry's gone, that life goes on for me. I have thoroughly thought it through, and the man that I want is you. Though it's true there are quite a few who strongly disagree. Nonetheless, I will marry you. I confess that I'm frightened too, but unless I am wrong, you long for love as much as I. This is quite unconventional, I'll admit, but why should that matter a whit? And if you do not say yes at once, I think I'll die.
Miss Dicewith, you've rendered me speechless. May I call you Phoebe?
What am I doing here? This could be dangerous if I'm discovered. Imagine the scandal, and I couldn't handle a scandal so risible. I'll stay invisible, still as can be. But what's going on in there? I can hear voices. I recognize Monty, but is that a woman? And if that's a woman, then what is she doing here? Is it the cousin? I wish I could see. If it's that cousin, it might just be business. It's family business and none of my business. But why is she here in the home of a bachelor? Of course, one could point out that I'm here as well, but does she not realize this situation puts her reputation severely in question? The merest suggestion could cause a sensation, and I cannot hear which is hell. I'll be warned not to marry you. I'll be sorry if I marry you. Still, I decided to live my life and be a wife for me. Who believe how my life is turned? After grieving, I quickly learned there is nothing can bend the will like half Castilian flame. And there's goodness to sparing you.
Isn't this fun?
And a gentleness therein.
Isn't she done?
We've taken a wounded bird and taught her how to fly. This is quite unconventional, is it not? Rather a turn in the plot, and so will I be your fiancé. Why don't you send the cow away?
Phoebe, darling.
When I recall this day, I think I'll cry. Oh, what was that?
What was what?
That sound. Is there someone here?
Oh, pay no attention. That's my new manservant. He's just finding his way around. I'll be with you in a moment. Wadsworth! Isn't this madness? Who could foresee how one trick of timing could ruin it all? One in the parlor, one in the bedroom, nothing between them but me and a wall. Look at Phoebe, noble and pious, my esteem for her only grows hot. When I am with Phoebe, I am on fire, thinking of Sibella, full of desire, passion, and dare I say it, love. But when I'm with Sibella, whom do I admire? None but Phoebe, perfect and lovely. Who couldn't love her? Heaven knows. Round and round and round it goes. How happy I'd be to be at your disposal, my darling. Of course, I accept your proposal.
Now we should kiss.
That would be bliss.
Darling, but first I'll say this. I've decided to marry you.
Phoebe,
I've decided to marry you.
Sibella,
Let the trumpet I hold this war would fall and set me free.
Then again, there's Sibella. Yes, I've decided to marry you.
And Phoebe, look what you've done to me.
Indeed, for your gracious bestowment. Yes, Wadsworth, I told you, I'll be just a moment!
Now, Monty, dear, I think I now should go. But I still want to marry you.
Even so.
I've decided to marry you. Just go.
Oh, I'm longing to marry you. Yes, I'm delighted to marry you, marry you, marry a shame you must go. Navarro, you're here by invitation.
Monty Navarro, you've wormed your way back in. But please resist the slightest inclination to feel at home. The ice is thin.
Wipe off that grin.
Oh, you may be clever, but Monty, you'll never win. You'll never win.
I'm sitting here with poison in my pocket. Look whose head is finally on the block. It seems that now at last the moment I've been waiting for is here. All that's really left to be decided is the dish to put the poison in, provided I can do what must be done discreetly when the coast is clear. I confess it pains me some to ruin someone's cooking. Oh, for God's sake, now another servant's looking. I have had a run of luck, but this one does require skill. Fish or fowl, it must be well selected so that no one else at all will be affected. What an awful waste to do in someone I don't want to kill.
when you're looking down the barrel of a gun. It concentrates the mind completely, and suddenly you find a love for humankind that makes you look upon the world more sweetly. When all at once it seems your life is done, you recognize it all goes by so fleetly. There's so much left to do, except of course for you, when you're looking down the barrel of a gun. When you're looking down the barrel of a gun, and the barrel looks right back at you demurely, with an eye that seems to say, perhaps you ought to pray, so sorry that you're dying prematurely. You're grateful that you've had your share of fun, though you suppose you might have lived your life more purely. It's ludicrous to care, it's neither here nor there, when you're staring down the barrel of a gun. Oh Lord, is this really your intention? Aren't men like me in short supply? Oh Lord, I could use your intervention. This cannot be the way I'm meant to die. Do you really want to see me cry?
Get up at once! You're making a spectacle of yourself!
Jürgen, put down the gun, please. I know I talk a good game, bravery and courage and God save the Queen and all that, but I really don't want to die. I really don't. Don't you know I've loved you like a son? And I do not mean to say it politely. Considering the view, I'd rather it was you looking down the barrel of a gun. Looking down the barrel of
Oh, for heaven's sake, get up, you old goat! Adelbert! Adelbert? Adelbert!
What?
So sorry to interrupt such a festive occasion, but I'm under strict instructions to arrest you for murder.
Murder? Stop! Wait, what? Well, I didn't kill Adelbert Dysquith, though that certainly was my intent. Rather hard to digest that I could be arrested for something that I only meant. And it couldn't be poor cousin Asquith, for he graciously died on his own. Was that hole in the ice just a bit too precise? Was my presence at Chisholmere known? Murder, did you say?
I'm afraid so, your lordship.
Stop! Wait, when? I should doubt I was seen in the harbour. Lady Hyacinth fell in so fast. As for Salome's end, all suspicion would send them at once to that backstabbing cast. Did the bee stings reveal my deception? Was I seen at the weightlifting hall? How rude to intrude on this lovely reception, for I am the Earl after all. Yes, I am the Earl after all. Though it's come I concede at a cost. But where was my blunder, my weakness, I wonder? Is all of it now to be lost? Is all of it now to be lost? Murdering whom?
Lord Adelbert Dysquith, 8th Earl of Highhurst.
Stop! Wait, who? For the murder of Adelbert Dysquith, were there ever a farce, this is it. I am almost amused I should stand here accused of a murder I didn't commit. But surely the Earl died of a heart attack.
No, your lordship, it was foul play.
Of course I should like to inquire by what method he happened to die. But more to the point, what events now conspire to lead them to think it was I? I've dispatched half a dozen, each one a cousin, all of them quite by design. It is not a defense, it just makes no sense. This murder was not one of mine.
That horrible woman, that contemptible girl.
Countess Navarro?
Oh, make no mistake, she's a venomous snake, and she poisoned the air. And Mr. Navarro was a pawn in her plan. I have come here to save him. He's an innocent man.
Do you know what you're saying, Mrs. Holland?
He's an innocent man. That horrible woman.
Mrs. Holland?
Do not utter her name. You must tell the court how she poisoned the port and diverted the blame. Go in and bring her to justice. Justice fast as you can. As I've told you, my husband is an innocent man. She seemed tense and alert, from hors d'oeuvre to dessert, yet she flirted and batted her eyes at the men, and she rose from her seat. And she reached for a sweet, every gesture was planned. Thinking no one could see, no one saw her, but in a blink she put drops in his drink. That's a cool letter she wrote, her lady on her hand. That horrible woman, that miserable link, that libidinous jinx. Every word is a lie. She's unspeakably sly, and I hear that she drinks. Surely Mr. Navarro was a pawn in her plan. He would not hurt a fly, would not harm a flea. You cannot let him die. You must set the man free. For Montague dies with Navarro. He's an innocent man. It was done out of greed. It was done out of spite. She wanted the title, she wanted revenge, and my husband, she knew, and she didn't care, would be hanged for the crime. As I'm sure you can see, she's a merciless, ravenous, man-eating assassin.
A beast.
Monty must be beneath.
There isn't much time.
And there isn't much time.
That woman, that sinister witch.
Will you do what is just? Stop the journey, you must
Get a stay from the bench. In the name of King Edward, we must do all we can.
As the ending was changed when the nightingale sang.
Fate must be rearranged. We must not let him hang. For Montague dies with Navarro. He's an innocent man.
He's an innocent man.
He's an innocent
Monty!
Look at Phoebe, noble and pious, my esteem for her only grows. But when I am with Phoebe, I am on fire, thinking of
Monty!
Sibella, full of desire, passion, and dare I say it, love. But when I'm with Sibella, whom do I admire?
Monty, darling.
Phoebe, perfect and lovely, who couldn't love her?
Oh, Monty.
Round and round and round and round and round it goes.
What a fantastic story, your lordship! You'll have something for your memoirs now, won't you?
My memoirs. My memoirs. My memoirs.
Oh, the memoirs, the memoirs. Oops, yes, what about the memoirs?
Here, my lord. I found this journal in your cell, and I thought you might need it.
Oh, how very thoughtful. Thank you.
Humpty Navarro, how have you come so very far? Humpty Navarro, too far to comprehend. Humpty Navarro, do we know who you really are? What will your future portend?
Humpty
Humpty Navarro, Navarro, Humpty dies with Navarro.
The thought occurs, if I didn't poison the Earl, who did?
Prussic acid in just the right amount works almost instantly. Of course, if Monty had been found guilty, I had every intention of coming forward to confess my crime. Long live the Earl!
I'm still the 9th Earl of Highhurst.
And this is not the...
I am standing here with poison in me pocket.
This is not the